All right, we've got the stream going.
Under the yoke of Skeld. But our battle cry still carries through the wind.
I am live on Twitch and YouTube. How are you doing, no viewers?
We keep on protecting the sanctuary. Our last line of defense against faraway foes. Now the dwellers are crawling in the shadows again. A storm is about to break out.
Right. We got everybody, just a lot of. Maybe I can get a ranked match. Let's see if we can be so lucky this morning. And we've got a viewer. Hey viewer, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm encouraging people to watch their Twitch viewers on YouTube. Thanks to due to Twitch's change in monetization, they are decided that 50% is what all their Twitch broadcasters are going to get of their share of the subscribers, and YouTube gives everybody 70%. We were expecting to get 70% across the board like YouTube does, and they're not. They've decided everybody gets 50%, so they've given everybody a pay cut. So we're suggesting everybody goes to YouTube to watch the streams. Unfortunately, the chat program isn't quite as good on YouTube, but that's too bad. Doesn't make much of a difference for me because I only have one regular viewer, which is you. But anyway, if you have other big viewers, watch them on YouTube. Move your subscription over there. Help make them a little bit more money because they're going to get a pay cut. Oh, and also you're going to have to watch more ads. The amount of ads you're going to watch is going to go up from 3 minutes an hour to 6 minutes, or yeah, 6 minutes an hour here on Twitch. I should message to Lotta, let him know. Oh, it's up against these guys. Looks like a dam with me. I need to get some fucking power. Fuck. Check. Fuck. Oh my fucking ass. Figuring out what's going on there. Only hit fucking 2. Yep, there we go. Talking, 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 talking. Oh, let's keep busting up those yields. Let's score some points. They should be down. They should be down. They should be down. Come on. Took them all fucking down. Take them down. Every one of them's fucking mangled. Got her. Ha! Nice fight. That was fun. Well, just not getting matches today. Well, there's three of us playing now. Angelic Pupa. Let's see, where is the Discord? Oh, I should grab the other one. Fucking boat. Oh, there's a couple decent players in here. Bah. Okay, I gotta do some killing. This thing is fucking horrible. Do, 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 do. 1 second. Oops. That's not where that goes. Take a good look at the room I'm in. You might recognize some of this stuff. Gonna make this a little bigger so you can see it. Hey, sorry. Hey. Oh, the background noise? Sorry. Um, I just seen this. Sorry. Uh, sorry. Background noise. Apex agents, the sound. The sound is probably the dog. Let's see. There's some of my toys in the background there. And we're back into the game, so we got to play that now. And okay, that's quiet. That's quiet. That's quiet. Okay. wrong dragon. And I think we're playing uh, Spoils of Carnage. How's it going, Plura? I'm still not used to using the streaming stuff. And remembering that there's people talking to me. Let's remember to keep that other thing up because I'm used to Discord and people talking to me there. But I'm not used to using the chat functions. And Twitch, which I really need to get used to doing. Sorry about that, guys. Instead, two of our coffers. Ooh, I can heal myself in this one. I forgot. My parents, siblings. I swing just by too close to the wall. Yeah, I just drove into a wall. No, but parents aren't siblings. Not that much of a heck. Oh, we lose. Uh, Okay. I suck at this dragon. I'm just not playing well today at all, actually. So bad. Alright. There he is. Top of the wall. That's the one you want right there. Ah, couldn't finish that off. Ran out of help. Hey, how's it going? Who just logged in there? Can't tell who that. Oh, two people just disappeared. Person there. I gotta get the flying the wrong dragon again. Flying the wrong dragon again. I wish I could talk, but I don't know where the talk button is on here. Talking, 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 talking. It all seems to be turned off. Doo -doo -doo. Uh, oh, take the wrong dragon again. Yeah, I did. this round.
Hoi hoi.
Hey, hey, how's it going?
It's going.
So
So,
which
what is this with you're starting a Twitch rival?
I have actually I was looking at how to build just a little system for myself because I was getting irritated with um with the setup that I was using on my system because I wanted to figure out how to run the broadcast easier for myself, right? And then I was gonna kind of restream it
Mm-hmm.
onto different platforms. And so I was trying to figure out how to set it up on OBS because my OBS wasn't working properly. So I was trying to set up an editor. And then I figured out how to that I had the tools to do the streaming myself and host the streaming on my own systems, right? And then I figured out that I could do multiple hosts with the tools that I have on my box that I already own. Um, and so I could what I could do is I could literally look into figuring out how to host, what it would cost me to expand on that to do to host like 200 or 300 people, right? And then to expand on that to host a couple thousand people, and then expand on and then grow
So,
exponentially,
never mind. Like,
right?
we don't need to talk about legalities here. There's no
Yeah,
legal issues with anything you're talking about. There's
yeah,
just one major practical thing.
yeah,
Where's the money?
exactly. Right? Is how to bring in is how
You're talking expanding to thousands. You know what
yeah,
I'm hearing?
yeah,
No interest in sponsor. Like,
right.
that's not a level anyone's going to care to pay for.
No, you need tens of thousands before
No,
anybody's
you
interested
need
in.
millions.
Yeah,
You're not. You're off the necessary scale by like a few factors.
yeah. Well, yeah, you're not going to make any money. Like like initially,
So
like it's
if
got
you
to
aren't going to make any money, who's going to pay to keep the lights on until you do?
right. Because when you
This is the biggest thing with
yeah,
any business. You need money.
yeah,
It's
that's
the
yeah,
greatest ideas aren't worth anything without the energy to make it happen, and the energy in this
yeah,
case is, well, you need money. You're
yeah,
talking about a lot of money.
yeah. The money has to come from the user base. It has to come from the user base.
Nope, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
That money will not come from the user base unless like there's a lot of them to generate it,
yeah.
and you're not going to have a lot of them there unless there's a reason for a lot of them to be
No,
there.
and that
And if there's not a lot of
yeah,
them there, that means you're not going to have advertisement there. So if
right,
there's no advertisement there, there's no money there, there's no traffic there. Why would a lot of people go there?
right,
This again, it all comes back down to one thing: money.
right. Exactly. Now, my overhead cost because my tools are free are already paid for, right? So my overhead cost, my startup cost is my original device cost, which is about $1,700, and then my expansion cost is for the drives that I would need to do it is about I'd need to expand to probably 12 terabyte. So that would be about um, two of those drives. So $300 would be my
What's your
startup
marketing
cost.
budget?
And then marketing would probably be about $2,000,
That's, I mean,
which would
you'll
cut,
reach
which
nobody
would
with
be
that.
nothing, which would go nowhere,
I mean,
and that would be the problem,
so
right?
basically, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is true
This
of
and this
any business
and this
idea,
is the
any
problem.
invention. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the idea is.
Yeah.
You need seed money.
Yeah.
And
And
if you
this is
don't
where.
have it,
Yeah.
then what you need to do
Yeah.
is you put together your plan of like how this is going to work and why it's going to make money and why it can't fail, and you present that to people as investors and you get them to buy in.
And this is where I need your help. If I can
Before
sell
you
the
do
idea
any
to
of that, you
you.
need to show me that this is functional, that you've
Yeah.
got viable proof of concept. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's
It's
it's worthless. You
otherwise
can't.
it's
I mean,
yeah.
let me rephrase. You can ask people to invest in
Yeah.
an uncooked, unfinished idea, but it's a lot harder,
Yeah.
and
No.
you're not as likely to get, whatever. Or the money will come at a bigger cost than you want, and by bigger cost than you want, this means these aren't loans anymore. Like and realistically, that's what you have to look into,
Yeah.
equity. So what? Let me ask you this: you personally, Kai, what is your goal out of this?
Um. My goal. Oh, purely entertainment.
I don't understand.
Um. I just like to be a shit disturber at a large scale.
Say again.
I just like being a shit disturber on a large scale.
Okay.
And this looks like a pile of shit that I can get my hands into because
It's
Twitch is going to fail, and there's an opportunity here to jump in the middle because
that
YouTube
opportunity will be met by another larger corporation.
YouTube isn't jumping
It's
is
not
not
going to be
going
met by an
they're,
indie.
they're not going to jump on it because they don't care. Um, Nobody else is going to jump on it because they don't care. There's
You
no
know,
other
Microsoft
company.
tried and spent more money than you and I will ever see in our lifetime for years and
Yes,
failed.
yes, they failed
So
twice.
your idea
They
that
did
like
it
this is an
twice.
untapped market that no one's aware of, like you could be more off
No,
base.
no. But the difference is right now is Twitch fucked up and everybody's leaving. They're
Going where?
bailing. They're bailing.
Going where?
They're going right now. They're going to YouTube. They're
Okay.
everybody
So
left
there
last
you
like
go.
the
Problem
last two
solved.
days.
You aren't the competitor here. They are.
Right now,
So unless you're
YouTube is
telling
the
me
competitor.
you're gonna compete against Google, that's what I'm hearing.
I'm competing
Okay.
against Google. Right.
Right. Okay. So
So
like I said, dude,
what I
I'll
need
tell you the same
is
thing I tell everybody that
yeah,
comes up to me with one of these
yeah,
ideas. Give me the retainer fee. I don't work for equity. Okay.
yeah.
And that this is my very nice professional way of saying I don't believe in your idea at all. Like not a single percent. I really don't. I'm not telling you it's not possible. I'm just telling you the idea you're pitching me is no different than 14-year-olds telling me, "Hey, we've got plans to become the next rock stars." Like, yeah, it could
Yeah.
happen. The likelihood is slim to fucking none, though, for a million and one reasons.
Oh
And
yeah.
the biggest one is you don't have the money.
Oh that no, but neither does my millionaire buddy because I don't think we need like to beat Google we'd need like fucking $300 million.
Dude, if you told me, like, I've got $5 million sitting in a war chest to make this happen, I would still tell you, Kai, this is a really good way to make that money disappear and have
No,
nothing to
yeah,
show for it at the end
the,
of it.
no, I could probably tap 2 million and that would
And
be
I would,
about it.
okay, I told you five. So
Yeah,
if I'm
I
telling
could
you
probably
five is
tap a
probably a
million.
really good way to make
I
5 million
can
disappear and have nothing to
no,
show for it,
and that would
what do
be
you think's
about it.
two's gonna do?
Yeah, no,
You
it's
can make the
yeah,
figure 10.
no, it wouldn't matter. No,
Again, this is a long shot idea. I get
um,
approached with shit like this all the time. And like I
yeah,
said, I'm not telling you this to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you
no.
I don't work for equity. So if you want my help with this, that means you also have to pay me. And I'm
Well,
going to tell
yeah,
you right
no,
now, you will not get any lawyer to work on this for equity because anyone worth their salt will recognize this is probably not going to succeed. Because it's not likely to succeed, I will not get paid if I work for equity, which means you have to pay me up front.
right. This is why I was going to talk to you before I put any effort into this to see if I was just being stupid or not.
I'm not saying you're being stupid, and I'm not saying
Yeah,
like your idea is
yeah,
impossible, but I'm just telling you like
yeah,
it's stacked against you on so many different
yeah,
levels. And
yeah,
the biggest of which is money.
yeah.
I mean, you're
like I
you're
know how
trying to
to
compete against a machine that's been generating millions of dollars for decades.
yeah. So I
That's
know how
not
to
impossible,
yeah.
but
Like I know how to win the fight technology way. Like I know what I need to do to win the fight. Like and I know because I know what the users need and I know what they want and I know how to win that battle. I know how to
you
win
have to
that battle.
realize let's
But
let,
I
let's
don't
just go
know
ahead and say let's come up with a
how to.
hypothetical here, Kai.
Yeah,
Let's pretend okay, yeah,
yeah,
you figured out a better way, you figured
yeah,
out a better split, you've got all the money, you've got the server space, and you're like, guys, fuck Twitch. They're only giving you this, I'm going to give you that.
yeah.
You think for a single second that Twitch does not have the ability to be like, you know what? Fuck him, we'll undercut him. What if they undercut? If they're like, okay, we're going to give everybody 75%, and they undercut you with every number and every metric you have by 50%, they can do that, and they can
Tw-
afford to do that for decades. Can you? No, you can't.
Twitch, Twitch can beat Google. They've got more money than Google. They got twice as much
I
money as Google.
don't know about that, but
They're, Twitch is Amazon.
I'm aware.
Yeah, they have twice as much money as Google. Amazon is the richest thing on the planet, as far as I'm aware. Could be wrong. But as far as I'm aware,
Actually, no, you're
I
no.
think
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, that's Microsoft. Not
I'm pretty
is
sure
this.
Amazon is the richest thing on the planet.
Anyways, the
Yeah,
point being is the biggest thing before you tell me about like I have a
yeah,
plan to do this, I have a plan to do that. Like I said, put all that together in a comprehensive report that you can pitch to investors.
yeah.
This cannot be like a fucking Microsoft Word document. Like this needs to be like, dude, you're trying to sell somebody on a very fancy idea. This also means if you're serious about it, you know what you need? You need a pitch man. Do you have money for that? This is
Yeah.
not a mom and pop business you're talking about starting.
No, no. For this to work, like it has to come out
One of the
on the top
reasons I'm
level.
at and
Yeah,
here's the other thing too.
yeah,
Let's just go ahead and say like, all right, you're going to be the one in a million and this works.
yeah.
One of the reasons I'm asking you, what is your personal goal in all of this? The best thing you could have told me to that is to make some money and run away quickly. Because if your goal is, well, I want to be attached to it, I want to run it, da 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 da, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a 99% chance not going to happen.
Oh, I couldn't run it. There's no fucking way.
Even if you wanted to, even if you were capable,
Yeah,
I would tell you there's a 99.9% chance it's not going to happen. Why? Because you're going to have to form a corporation. What happens with the corporations? The founders get voted out. There's very, very, very few exceptions. The only one I can probably think of at the top of my head, and again, this I'm stretching here, is do you know who Phil Knight is?
Oh, I know that name, and I should know
He
who what
he
that
started a
is.
little company called Nike. He's the only
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Phil
Yeah.
Knight is the only guy who
Yeah.
started something big and is still driving it to the end.
Yeah.
No one else. It doesn't work that way in corporations.
Yeah. Bill Gates was the other guy that did that.
Bill Gates is not in charge of Microsoft anymore.
No, no, he left it.
So no, Bill Gates
Yeah.
is not part of that list.
Well, he was for a long time,
He
but
yeah,
yeah,
he arguably yeah,
yeah,
he'd be another exception, but
yeah,
again, they don't happen. You
yeah.
know,
No,
like they're
no,
very 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 rare, you know.
yeah,
Bezos is arguably another one of those
yeah,
characters. But
yeah.
again, look
So
at all the other larger
these are
corporations. Go look at Google,
yeah,
like same thing,
yeah,
any of them.
yeah. These are all
Um
crazy upset. Like the guys that did that are like when you look
but
at
like I
them,
said, if you're
these
serious
people are
about it,
characters
you
from your
need
mind.
to put together a full report
Yeah,
that shows, yes,
yeah.
this is how it works, this is why it works, and this is why it will make money.
No, no, no. The if I'm building this, there would be like I will be talking to more people than just you. Believe me. And
But
there are
that
and you
that
will
the
also be talking to these people down the road as well because there would be all of these people would be involved in this that would be touching base with,
but yeah,
and they would
first
be
step is put together a
very
proof of
interesting folks
concept.
because
The
I
other
don't
thing I
do
would
this kind
tell
of thing
you,
by myself.
well, look, here's the
Yeah,
really important thing.
yeah,
If you have any ideas that you feel are unique, this, that, the
yeah.
other thing, don't talk to it about anybody without an NDA.
Oh no, no, and that would be the first thing that I would be doing, and that would be the first document you would be writing.
But again, if you're serious about it,
Yeah.
you start putting together the plan to make a pitch and
Yeah.
show somebody
Yeah.
why this works and why it
Yeah.
will make money,
Yeah.
why it will win.
Yeah. I gotta. Well, the first thing I could. Well, actually, the first thing I gotta do is I gotta build it and make sure it does what I need it to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
otherwise we're just talking about hypotheticals.
Yeah.
So,
We're just talking about ghosts, but I want to make sure that the idea is sound, and I want to bounce it off somebody who's very skeptical
I the
and will
there's a million and one problems. I
uh,
mean, and the biggest one is
talk
like
about it. Yeah.
you personally can't even necessarily identify a viable business goal to me. If you can't do that, who the fuck's gonna invest in you? You're saying like I think it's fun? Nobody invests in
No.
things because they think it's fun, dude. Not with the kind of money you need.
No. No. I'm talking hundreds of millions. It's the kind of money that I would
Right.
need to
So, and
spend.
you want to tell an investor, I think this is fun. I'd like to see it work.
Yeah.
Nope, dude. They won't give you a penny.
No.
Like, really? Okay. They'll go buy the homeless guy in the corner a cup of coffee before
Yeah.
they give you a cent for that idea.
Yeah.
Like, you need to define, like, I want to do this. I'm going to sell this. Just saying, like, I think it would be fun to compete with Twitch. Not how the business world works. So, but like I said, before you even get to that, like, don't put the cart in front of the horse, right?
Yeah.
Get the proof of concept, then, we can go from there.
Yeah. The proof of concept is like I can we can build the thing, get it working, and then um and then like the proof, and then build a small thing to get it going. Like even a proof of concept could cost $1 million fucking
Do you
dollars.
know how many companies I've seen try to do exactly what you're doing over the past 10 years for various reasons?
I've
Go
seen
take a look, for example, at the
3.
firearms community.
Yeah.
This has happened probably, it happens probably at least once a year and has ever since like YouTube's basically been
Yeah.
and it's mostly because of censorship issues. And then they took the same issue with Twitch and we're going to start our own one. We've
Yeah.
got Full 27, we've got the fullclip.com. Then you've got parallels, like you've got, obviously there's Patreon. Well, there's Utreon. Do you know about Utreon? Dude, there's
Yeah.
been, like, this is not a new idea.
No, it's
That's
not. What's his name built one? Your former president built one that failed.
the biggest one I would point to is Microsoft. Microsoft put
Yeah.
way more money than anybody's playing with into this, and they still couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Dude, they had an exclusive with Twitch's biggest streamers. They had Shroud. Didn't fucking mean a damn thing.
No.
They've had a huge marketing budget. They had all of those things, and they still failed.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, as a practical question to you, why is yours different? What do you know that all these people and all these teams don't?
Yeah.
And the answer to that question is going to be the only reason anybody invests in it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, well, unless you're finding suckers, in that case, you're basically just defrauding people. I can't help you with that.
No.
But you know what I'm saying?
That's a totally different.
It's
game.
it's not
No.
it's not strictly a new idea. I think what gives you wings is the fact that there has been a shakeup at Twitch.
Yeah.
But this idea of like, oh, we're gonna do it too, that's not even remotely new. You've identified yourself. YouTube does it now. They obviously don't do it as well and don't really put the same time and energy into it. Nothing seems to indicate that they will, but there's also nothing to indicate that they won't or couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys could clap their hands right now, and they've got a whole corporate office dedicated to just doing this.
Right. Like there's.
And it's not going to be a problem. They're going to have funding. They're going to have the people that know how to do it.
Their
They're going to have the
solution is
infrastructure.
already better, right? Like when you put them side by side, their solution is twice as good already, right? Like their editor is easily 3 times better, right? Like all their stuff is better. Like everything they have there is better than Twitch's, except for their chat client. If they buy a chat client from anywhere, their system wins. And all they gotta do is buy a cheap ass chat client from, not even buy it, just download one from freaking from an open source code base somewhere, and install it on their system, and they're done,
Yeah, I think
and that's it.
I'm just guessing here. I don't know the inner workings of Google or YouTube at all,
Yeah,
obviously, but I would guess the reason why they're not doing that or just any of these things that could make them like a true heavy direct competitor
yeah,
is the heads of YouTube are like, why?
yeah. No, they
We're
don't care.
making money hand over fist
Yeah,
with our regular model.
yeah,
What, like we don't need to put the time and energy into expanding to something that's arguably different.
yeah,
Now, that said, I think, yeah, the moment they do set up a full dedicated team for that, you're
yeah,
going to see very different results.
yeah. And they don't. They've got
So that's your
maybe
other
six.
risk is,
They got maybe
okay,
six
you're
guys on
not
them.
risking just Twitch getting their shit together. You've got to
Yeah,
compete against them too.
that Google scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Google scares me. If they
You
pay
should be scared of
attention,
anybody that's got a war chest that big and is
yeah.
already established.
If they pay attention, right, they're done. Like, 'cause like, I've worked, I've done work for Google. Like I built their Google, I built Google Review, right? Like I know what they're like, right?
So if
So
Google could, with just a few moves, completely wipe out your model,
yeah,
why would anybody with half a brain invest in it?
because I want Google to buy me,
Oh, this is a different story. You want to create a company to sell now. Okay.
right? If they're
That's now you've got a viable answer to the question I asked you.
Yeah, it's fun,
You
right? I
want to
want to
create
build a
something to
thing.
be bought out.
If I'm gonna build a thing, if Google, right? If it's the right thing, Google will go, okay, I
So
want
now
that.
more than anything, you need to work on proof of concept
And it's got to
and
have a chat client that fucking rocks.
it or on
Yeah,
paper it does, and
yeah,
when people need to believe it will.
yeah,
And that's the whole thing. There's if you can build hype saying, hey, this guy's getting investors, they're doing this, it's going to be different, this is why it's better, people are really high. That's when you create an opportunity for Google to go like, hey, Kai, we see what you're doing here. We'd like to give you, $100,000 to just fuck off. How do you feel about it? Like, we want to buy it and get you to fuck off. But again, you need that model. It all comes back down to that,
yeah,
right? You need the product to sell. We don't really have a product. We have an idea of a product,
yeah,
but not a product.
yeah,
And I mean, and to be more specific, I mean, in that case, like you don't even really need the fully functional version of the product. You just need to show on paper that it can be, you know, that everything's been flushed out, so on and so forth. Blah 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 blah.
yeah.
So again, not trying to discourage you, just trying to tell you, like, look, there's some major issues, and I'm not telling you this can't work on any level. I'm just
No.
telling you,
Oh
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
cards are stacked against you in so many
Oh
ways.
yeah, and it's not just small time stuff either, right? Like I understand this. Like I'm an architect, right? So I understand the technology issues are even bigger than the
Yeah, I don't
right?
think the tech's the issue, man.
Right,
It's the
yeah,
money.
yeah.
It's the
Well,
scale of
that's
it,
yeah, it's just
unfortunately.
it's huge. Yeah, it's huge, right? Because like the people that would be involved in that are really big.
Like,
Now,
I mean, sure,
because
you could
I
set
don't,
up a server that can host like a few hundred, maybe even a couple thousand people.
dude, I can
But if nobody's watching, there's no money. If there's no money, who cares?
I can host um out of my house on my network with my particular system what I've got and my and I could for under $200 I can probably manage about 50,000 people because I've got cloud services
And why would you spend that $200? What?
and it
So
would
you host 50,000. Now what? Who's
and
there? Who's watching?
and
If you don't have advertisement and sponsors, who
yeah
can have a million?
yeah
It doesn't
and
matter.
yeah
There's no money.
yeah as long but that's what I mean if as long as that 50,000 that 50,000 returns $20 a piece then
You want
something's
the
happened.
users to pay for this?
All right, it's got to return. The
So
user's
you
got to make
want okay,
yeah
so what is your model? So
yeah.
you're equating users with $20 a piece. Where's that $20 come from?
The user's got to it's got to have a similar model than what similar model to what Twitch and YouTube are
You
doing,
don't pay
which
money
is
to use
sponsorship.
Twitch.
No, they
So no, that's not the same model.
the um Yes, they do. The partnership pays money. So what?
The partnership pays money because they've got funds from advertising, Kai. That money doesn't just pop out of the air. Where do you think it came from?
It comes from the user base. The
No, it comes from advertising.
the income source comes from
What, you think it's subs?
it's the subs. It comes
No.
from
No, no,
yes.
no, 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 no.
30 the subs.
No.
It's a split.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Yes,
no,
it
no, no.
is.
Dude, you are playing.
It's a 70-30
You're
a split.
playing,
And
bro.
this
You're playing checkers at a chess game.
it's like when you
That's not what keeps the lights on, dude.
and and some of
You
that
need to think like a business. You're thinking like an individual dude sitting behind a computer desk. Think like a business. That's not what pays the bills. That's not the money.
it's part
The streamer might think that's the money, dude. That
that's
ain't fucking where the money
no
comes
no no
from.
most of the
The
money's
money
advertising.
comes from advertising.
Yeah,
Not most, all.
but you
That
need
fucking
those.
the this. Let me tell you, dude. The fucking what the sub thing is. That's a distraction from the revenue ads. Like, why do you need more money from that? We're giving you sub money. That's nothing.
No,
That does
yeah.
not pay the bills, bro. I'm
No,
telling you.
that brings that you need those numbers. You need those numbers to sell. You need the numbers to sell to the advertisers.
Your order of operations is backwards here. You're not gonna get. It doesn't work that way. You will not get a crowd without the money. It's not gonna happen. Show me one example of where that's how it worked in business. I can't think of one, dude.
Well, that's where you get your numbers from. That's where you get the numbers
No.
the numbers of
Uh-uh.
people. Like your
No.
numbers to say, "Hey, I have 10,000 people that are watching this guy. Give me
How would
right
again? Where? How would they know that this
advertising,
guy's
right?
there, Kai? How are they gonna know? Why would they know somebody's streaming on your website? How does anybody know? How does anybody know we're having this conversation right now? They don't.
Right?
Why would they? Word of mouth? Not gonna work.
No, you have to push that, right? You have to put that out. You have to get that
Push
out.
what,
So
dude? That's not a. Let's talk business here. What's push mean?
you have to advertise this somehow.
Where's that money
Yeah,
come from?
that
See where I'm saying?
yeah that
Any way you cut
uh,
this, man, like you need major, major money. And
yeah
you're not going to be able to do something and have the money show up as a result of that. It's not going to work.
yeah. This is like
This isn't, you're not starting a
no
little band that by word of mouth is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And like,
yeah
hey, have you heard that? It doesn't work that way
no.
here.
I don't know how to do the advertising part. I have no fucking idea.
You you don't need to know it. Okay, so
Yeah,
one, unless you wanted to become an advertising guy, I would tell you don't bother.
yeah.
Because now you're trying to wear too many hats. Like, what are you, a software engineer and a marketing guy? Like,
Yeah.
what? Dude,
I don't
nobody
have
does
a
that.
clue
They're different.
to
Yeah,
do that.
I don't do that. Nobody does that. I don't know nothing about that. I know that I don't know how to do it, and I know that it costs a lot of money though.
Yeah, I got a guy that does that. he's
He's gonna do it for you for free.
no, he's gonna he'll if he likes what
Okay,
I'm
so
doing,
once again, where's the money?
if he likes what I'm doing, he'll buy into it.
Nobody worth their salt is gonna work for equity in this field. I'm telling you right now.
That's
Unless it's their own baby, they don't. You
like
get
that's what
people
I
that
mean.
are like
Like
underqualified to do it just to say they have some experience. But if that's really who you want, well, you're gonna reap what you sow.
yeah,
You need money, and you need to have this. Like I said, nothing you're saying will work without a lot of money.
yeah, and that's right, and that like I said, like that's one of the guys that I would talk to say once I have something. He's one of the guys I would talk to say, how do I do this and how do I get that kind of money? Because he's the guy that would know. Because that's
In
what he
2 years,
does.
let's say you can open up this fucking service
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
In 2 years' time, how many people streamers do you see using this thing? 2 years' time.
2 years time, I would be hoping about 5 million.
5?
Yeah, 2 to 5 million. That would
This
be.
is a dead. This idea is dead yesterday. Then you will make literally no money. You're gonna. I mean, that sounds like a great way to lose 100 grand in a year.
That's what Twitch has. What 4 million?
And you're gonna have 5.
I want. That's what
Who
I
would
want.
give you money for that, Kai?
Yeah, I want that. No, really.
Let's
Those
pretend
numbers.
each one of your 5 guys has 1,000 followers, which none
Yeah.
of them do. You don't. None of your friends do.
Yeah.
You know how not worth that would be to advertise it? Dude, like, you wouldn't get a hot dog stand in your local town to advertise for that. It wouldn't be worthwhile. You could go spend $20 at the local fucking Little League park and get better exposure than that. You're not playing with numbers that matter, if that's what you're talking about. If that's what you want to do, then just do it completely on your own, but don't do it with the expectation that A, anyone's going to watch, B, you're going to make any money. Like, if you just want to show that you can build it, then dude, then just do it. But those numbers don't make any kind of business sense. There's no money to be made. Like, none. If your promise is 5 streamers in 2 years, fuck me, man. I could probably find 10 in just walking around the high school. You're offering 5?
I don't know. I'm thinking like 500,000.
And why
If
would they do
I would,
that? Why would you get 500,000 people there if there's no money? They don't know you
that would
exist. How
would
does that happen, Kai? You can't just
that's
steam these
no.
things into existence.
No, this is what I'm talking about. That's what that would be my goal. Like that would my long-term goal.
How do you get there,
that
though? That's what I'm saying.
that's the part.
Well, that's like me saying, like, dude, I want to win an Academy Award as an
that's
actor.
great.
Therefore,
Yeah.
this will
No,
work.
I
Like,
know how to build Boogie. This is what I'm talking about. I know how to build a thing. I know how to build a thing. I know how to make it work. I
could
don't
build a
know.
venue right now. Does that mean I'm going to have a sold-out
I
concert there
have
tomorrow?
no idea how to get it public. I know how to. I know how to get it on the internet. I don't know how to get it out to publish it. I don't know how to get people to look at it to know it's out there. I have no idea how to do that part. I need
Like
to
I
talk
said,
to
you
guys like
come up-
you.
Put it on paper and show me that it works.
I need to talk to guys like you to help me do that part. To say, hey, how do we get this out there? How do we make people realize it's there? Who do I talk to? Who do we present this to? Right? How much is this going to cost? How do we get this money?
So again,
Right? I
number
have
one,
no idea how that part works.
you
This
need to
is-
be in proof of concept mode. You need to
Yeah.
you need to show that this is why it works. This is why it can't fail. This is why it does this better than Twitch. This is why it does this better than that. This is why they can't compete. This is why they can't, so on and so forth. Everything needs to be all laid out. How whatever. And when you've got that, and when it looks actually sound, then now you can take it and be like, okay, now you got to turn this into an investor's pitch. And then, if through some miracle you can get the money, now you can talk about actually trying to make it work.
Okay.
But the biggest thing is going to be the money. I have no doubt that you could write a system that, with the software will work, there's no doubt in my mind about that. That's not why Twitch has problems. That's not why any of these companies have problems.
No.
And that's not why one will succeed, and it's not why one will fail. This is a business at the end of the day.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how good or bad your software is if it's not doing business.
Right.
I mean, tech is a great example of that. How many times have we seen superior tech fail to inferior tech because of marketing? It happens all the fucking time.
All of that. Yeah, all of that. Like, I know guys that are...
Like going back to, before even either of us was born, or shit like that. Biggest one I'm thinking of, like, when we were younger, like VHS versus Beta, bro.
Yeah.
Beta's far superior. Didn't matter.
No.
Sony was stupid in their marketing, and they made it proprietary, so they lost. It wasn't an issue of what's better. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily relevant to business.
Yeah. No, doesn't matter. It's all about marketing. Like marketing always wins. 100% of the time. Right. And I'm quite aware of that. I'm also quite aware I have no idea how to make marketing work and do it right. I won't.
Well, again, it's money. So this is where you would get an investor, say like, hi, I believe in you, and so we're going to invest in this, and now you've got money to go get a firm to market your shit and do social media and all that shit. Convince people, hey, fuck Twitch, go use whatever your version's called.
Yeah.
But like I said, put it on paper. Let's stop spreading out to 10,000 different directions here.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously a lot of moving parts. But Yeah, if you can show me it works at the very least, thoroughly and succinctly, then you can move forward. But and again, I have to emphasize to you, and I'm telling you this not just professionally, but as a friend,
Yeah,
this idea, I don't care how well written it is, just because of the scale of what you're talking about, has got a 99.999% chance of failure. Doesn't mean it's in fact doomed to fail. It means more than likely, it's the definition of an uphill battle.
yeah. Well, that's the other point. Like, is it just a waste of time, or is it, or is the other option that is this is this a tool that we would want to use just for ourselves? Is the other
Well,
option?
one thing you mentioned earlier, which is like if it is viable,
Yeah,
the thing is like you might not necessarily have the ability to sell it as a threat, but you could still sell it just to fucking get somebody to shut you up. There could
yeah,
still be value there. Might not be a lot, but it could still be something.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, obviously it's a different goal.
yeah. Right. Um, and the other part of that too is like I was talking about is Google um, needs to have a thing that works for their chat client.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean it has problems in and of itself. But I would almost think like, dude, one of the ways you could make this model viable is if you're willing to host content that others are not.
Yeah,
But you basically know who I mean, we're talking about like basically Nazi shit. Like
yeah,
you want to cater to those guys who are constantly having problems with Amazon and Google, then you could, you've got a built-in captive audience, so to speak. Um,
yeah.
the
But
problem is more and more companies don't even want to fucking host their shit. Like I'm sure you heard about like Cloudflare and Kiwi
oh yeah,
Farms and all that recently, right? So, I mean, there is money to be made there. There's definitely an audience that's looking for somebody that will put up with their shit, but
yeah. But
you run
I
major risks of alienating any other
yeah,
business partners by working with these people.
yeah, and I like them as much as you do.
Right, exactly. So I mean, I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
the
like,
only thing that I'm gonna
if
do
you
with
could
that is
personally put that aside, it's still a problematic
yeah,
model.
yeah. All I'm gonna do with that information is find out where they live and fucking wind up going over to their house and blowing it up.
Right. Well, let's not do that. That's not legal. But
Yeah, I'll just be using your phone number for a different reason. You'll have all kinds of business. So I'm arrested again.
But I mean, like I said, like I saw it with like the gun thing, where like YouTube was pretty much not like allowing anybody to monetize anything firearm related,
Yeah,
regardless of whether it was politicized or not. I mean,
yeah,
like even like historic channels where they're just like, hey, this is an old,
yeah,
bolt action from 1918 and da 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 da. Like they were
yeah,
demonetizing those guys.
yeah,
So a lot of them, tried to start their own thing,
yeah,
and there was a very very big built-in firearms community, but it wasn't big enough,
yeah.
and it just, all their attempts failed. The one they're trying right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's dead already, is Utreon, but because I guess they were having problems with Patreon already, so they did Utreon. But
Right, and OnlyFans is getting shut down too.
yeah, and that one to me, it's like it's mind-boggling because like, dude, for a lot of like the regular gun channels, yeah, are they going to be politicized or throw some political shit in there? Yeah, they will. Um, but there's quite a lot where like, dude, they don't touch any of that shit with a 10-foot pole. Like they're just historical. Like this is what it is. That's it. No commentary, no nonsense, and those guys still get fucked with, which is really
Yeah,
unfortunate.
right. Yeah, because you could host those guys, and you could host um, you could host the girls that want to do like the new be the new OnlyFans, right?
Oh, okay. Now you're competing against
Yeah.
OnlyFans,
Well,
Pornhub. Da, da, da,
OnlyFans
da,
is getting
da.
shut down, right? They got bought out.
What?
Like they're
Why would
taking
they be getting shut down?
well they're taking all their point off.
I don't think so.
Yeah, um my friends have been talking about it. They're like they're getting all their that's one of the things that they're
Dude, that'd be like telling me
working
Pornhub's
on.
not going to allow nudity anymore. Like,
Yeah,
how do you think they're going to make money, dude? Like, that's what they do.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't think so, bro.
Well, it's already been they already did it once, and then they changed their mind the
I don't know
next
what you're
day.
talking about, but like that,
Yeah,
like that makes no sense.
yeah. They're trying to.
They don't
Yeah.
offer anything else, so why would they cut off their early revenue stream?
Um. They're getting pressure from from the banking system because the banking system's
They're not doing anything illegal. Why would the banking system pressure them?
because the banking system's owned by the
Do you have
Chinese.
any sources for any of this stuff you're telling me, bro? Like,
Yep,
literally, because what you're telling me, like, that's all just like it makes like no sense at all.
I know it doesn't make any
Like,
sense. Here, hang on a second. I'll send you a link.
dude, I'm looking at like their business, like, not, yeah, I don't see anything to even remotely indicate anything you're saying has any truth to it. I can't even find an article that even remotely. Let's see. No, yeah, nothing, bro.
Here it is. I got the article for you.
Yeah, they did talk about banning content at some point, but that was
Yeah,
it. If that's what you're talking about.
they reversed they had to reverse the ban
Yeah, dude, that's old
because
news, bro.
yeah, no, but the reason that they did that was because the credit card companies told them that they were going to that they were that unless they banned sexually explicit content that they
Mm,
were going to stop doing business
it
with
was a
them.
child porn thing, is what it was.
Um,
um,
yeah, they wanted all of it stopped because
yeah,
uh,
let me tell you what didn't happen.
yeah,
Okay, because by your logic, there would be no porn industry. Let me tell you
yeah,
what's bigger than fucking video games, Twitch, movies,
yeah,
Hollywood, music, all that
yeah,
combined times two.
yeah, it's
Porn.
porn. Oh yeah,
What do you
absolutely.
fucking think the porn industry runs off? Cryptocurrency? Dude, that shit's all fucking credit cards, bro.
Yeah,
It's all fucking legal. It's all above ground. Not all, but I mean the vast
yeah,
majority of it, dude. That's a very, very, very large and legal enterprise. So the idea that banks were going to cut them off for having nudity, no, dude. It was because people were using it for fucking child porn was the problem, and they didn't want to fucking moderate it.
yeah.
Yeah, and I strongly suspect their board or investors also greatly misidentified their sources of income. Because if they stop that, I promise you, they would cease to be. There just wouldn't be a point for them existing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, that'd
That
be like
was
Twitch
that.
saying like, "Dude, you can't show video games on here anymore." Like, you're gonna
Yeah,
have like what? Okay, you're gonna have some cooking and pottery shows, sure, but you're gonna lose like 80% of your fucking shit. You're done. You're out of business if that happens.
yeah. Oh, um, yeah. Okay. The other piece of news is Toto, one of our respect people from the Dragon game that doesn't play dragons very much anymore. She's in university. You'll never guess what she's taken.
What?
Music production.
I mean,
And I was just like, "Well, you should
it's a
probably
good way to
spend."
waste your life
Like
or
you should.
money.
Yeah, I was laughing at her. I was just like, "You should probably spend some more time on the server." And she's like, "Really?"
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah,
I know actually know a few people who have music production degrees. I actually know a few people that professionally work in music production. You know what they don't have in common? They're not the same people.
yeah, yeah. I know. No, no,
No, dude. Fucking shit. Who's the big? My buddy Miggy is. You know the rapper E40.
yeah,
He's his main producer now. Um, Miggy's musical background was he was the door guy at Guitar Center. That's his professional training in the industry.
yeah.
And he just happened to be there, and he was bored, and he was playing on a bass, and E40's like, "Hey man, you're pretty good at that. Like, you want to cut some tracks for me?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, I want to cut some tracks for you on bass." And so he got invited to the studio to cut some tracks with E40, and just from there they found out like, "Oh, this kid actually knows how to mix." Well, the rest was history.
Yeah. Well, like, look,
Now he's got Grammys and shit, bro.
well, yeah, look at
I'll
me.
tell you what's funny is his brother also worked for us, and his brother does have a fancy education. His brother was a fucking PhD in was like some kind of art history.
Yeah,
But I tell people the same thing of like, you want to do the higher education thing and music,
yeah,
then it's very simple. It's called become a business major.
yeah,
Like that's what matters there. Like
yeah.
you want to get in, like know that part.
Do that. Yeah, exactly. Like, sure. Do the first year of music industry because that's the important year. If you're gonna do any of it, do the first year of that, and then
Of production? Like you don't need to know shit about fucking how to put an SM57 on axis or off axis to know like how to fucking run a label,
yeah, no,
or how fucking contracts work. Or you don't need to know any of that stuff.
no. Well, that's all second year shit. Um, do the
They don't teach that music production, bro.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay. I mean, like you get a core, like you get like a semester on it, but it's
yeah,
not an emphasis.
no, yeah,
You
just
know.
yeah, go take that, and then go take business. That's what I'm
Um,
saying. Right? If you're
my
gonna,
old my undergrad,
yeah,
and I don't know if they still do,
yeah,
but for a while
yeah,
they had you could get a music business degree from them,
yeah,
and it wasn't a degree that they offered originally, so to speak. It's just that they had uh like a create your own degree program
yeah.
where if you sit down and say like, hey, I want my degree to say this, and I plan to take these classes and these classes, and the school approves it, they'll give you that degree. And what was very popular there is because they're more this is San Francisco State. Their main thing is their business school. That's what they're famous for. Everybody goes there for
Yeah.
business and international relations. And so what kids were doing was they would do business like 70% of the business courses, and then take like 30% music classes, and they started calling it music business.
Yeah.
And it became such a popular thing, they just like offered it on the regular.
Oh, is that
Not
how
that I'm
that started?
recommending that, but I think just a regular business degree would be more than sufficient.
Yeah. I was wondering where that came from, because that's up here now too.
What, music business degrees or make your own degree?
Music business degrees.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's,
Because I knew that came
well,
from
the private
I
schools have been offering that for a while, I think.
well, no, it's new. I knew that came from California because they've talked about it, but it's only been around for
Yeah,
like
yeah, there were
10
kids
years.
that were popularizing that in SF State
It's
back in the
only
early
been around for 10
2000s.
or 15 years.
That would make sense because it only
Yeah.
started in like about 15 years ago or
I,
so.
yeah.
It's relatively new here as well, so. And again, I don't even know if they're still officially offering it as a thing, because it's not officially its own program, you know what I mean? It's just, you take this and you take that, we'll make your degree say this. It's simple as that. Speaking of which, I still don't know where my fucking college degree is to this day.
Yeah.
I
I
put it in a cardboard box somewhere, and I've never seen it since.
I
You know what I did find though, which I'm kind of happy about, is like, this one I do want. I probably should frame it is my fucking my doctorate from law school and all my related certificates. Thought I lost those actually, but
I never got one. But oh, I am playing against Ghost. There is
yeah,
another
don't feel bad. I technically don't have a high school diploma.
there is there are a couple that I respect people on.
Hmm?
I was just saying like there are more than two respect people playing this game today.
What? Century?
Dragons. Yeah.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. It's the first time in a while.
I wonder. Let's take a look.
I don't think anybody's
Let's
going to
look at
be
the
on until.
charts. See.
People might come back when PS5 comes in.
Ooh,
Oh,
pretty
but
bad,
damn,
bro.
it goes. What's that?
Pretty bad. Since January,
Mm-hmm.
peak player was 1,400.
Yeah.
February, it dropped to less than half of that, 695.
Mm-hmm.
March, 506. April, 427. May, 322. June somehow got bigger, 422. July had the biggest increase, but it was only 595. August down at its lowest ever, 300.
Yeah.
Mech Warrior by comparison at its lowest is still like 1,000, I think, recently,
Yeah.
and that's already tiny. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mech Warrior's gone down 17% for August, but it's still
Yeah.
1,127 is the average peak. So yeah, I hate to say it, man. Sounds like that one's doomed.
Um, if they do what they told us, if they do give us, if they do actually bring um, uh, the the uh, the custom stuff in and uh, for Christmas with the
They'd have
PS5.
it probably wouldn't matter without some kind of like a relaunch or something.
Yeah, well, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to do a
Like
relaunch.
you're gonna give new features to 500 people. Who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Let's
no,
go ahead and
yeah,
pretend that they all get another person to play, which they won't. That would be like the most amazing feat ever. But let's say their
yeah,
attachment rate was 100%, which
yeah,
it's not.
no,
But even if we pretend it was, you're gonna double it to 1,000 players. It's just like you're back
no,
to who cares land, you know?
no.
Like
What they'll
unless you can maintenance mode it for the rest of the way, like MechWarrior can, like that
no,
won't work.
no, they're not gonna. What they'll do is they'll get we will get 10 more active people on this server. That's all that'll happen, and they're the
I mean,
same.
dude, with numbers like that, I'm surprised anybody's even able to find matches, bro.
Yeah,
Like that's like those are like almost that's worse than the pre-Steam launch for MechWarrior.
yeah,
Like MechWarrior was still like floating at like 500-600, and Sentry's not even doing that.
yeah. No. And I can't. I don't get
And I remember
matches.
like some like at off hours, like I have some pretty distinct memories of sitting around with Kyle, like waiting for like 15-20 minutes just to get a single drop.
Yeah,
And generally, like it was like after like 10 p.m. West Coast time, like forget it, dude. There were no Europeans playing back then for whatever reason. Like you wouldn't find anyone. Like if you stayed up really late, then you could find the Russians, but imagine if MechWarrior was in its current state right now when they did the Steam launch. Game probably could have been pretty big.
yeah. Game would have been huge.
I don't know about huge, but I mean at least bigger than what it is now, right? Like, maybe it could have been huge.
There
Who
would have been
knows?
10,000
Knows?
players
There would
easy.
have been possibilities. Let's say that.
Yeah, we would have maintained 10,000 players. I'm sure. I don't think we would have maintained, 60 or 70,000, but we would have maintained 20,000 at the right, 10,000. We'd probably still maintain 10,000 players if it was in the kind of shape it is right now. But we had Cum. That's why that was the extra help we had. That was fun.
You know, um, the more I think about your streaming project, the more I'm really just my gut instinct is just telling me not even gut instinct, just thinking about it, that your early idea of saying like, well, maybe I could just get it developed early and then sell it. That's probably your you personally
Yeah.
your best bet here. And basically, what your goal is to sell the headache. Or by that I mean get rid of the headache. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you got all the good ideas. Like you have obviously all, like okay, this is what they're doing or what they can't do. This is what I can do. That's good, and that's your selling point. All the problems that you can't deal with or haven't dealt with or don't have the money for, that'll be the next guy's problem. Makes
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
If you could put yourself in that position, I'm not telling you you're going to get rich off this, but I think you could make some cash if you have a viable idea.
Yeah. Okay.
And with that said, because of what's going on right now, the faster you can make that happen, the better. You want to strike while the iron's hot, right?
All right. So if that's the
Because
case,
if
then
Amazon comes up with some new policy in the next month or so
yeah.
and changes course and everybody's like way happier about it, well, it's not to say that you've lost your opportunity, but you've lost a little bit of the
You
shine,
lost
so to
some
speak,
time.
right?
So if that's the case, then I figure I probably got 6 to 10 weeks to get this up and
All I
running
can
and
tell
working.
you is faster is better.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
predict time frames there. You'd have to know the inner workings of Amazon.
Yeah.
But yeah, faster would definitely be better. Oh, hello. You did decide to explore, huh? Okay. How'd that go?
Yeah. No, no, no. Again, no. To get a beta up and running, so that we.
You don't even need well, I mean, you don't
Yeah.
even necessarily need to do that. If you can just put it on paper to show like, hey, it will work. I mean,
Yeah.
functional proof of concept is great, but
I can't
it
write,
might not
dude.
even necessarily be needed.
I can't write. So I'll have to put something together. Um, this is the fun part about being a freaking dyslexic fucking architect. It's like not being able to write, so I have to fucking draw things.
Well, you gotta find somebody who knows software that does, because I can write, but I wouldn't know
Yeah,
what the fuck that shit says under any circumstances, so
yeah.
can't help you there.
No, no. It's the I, I write. I put together these fucking documents that are fucking massive, and they have no idea what the fuck I'm writing, what the fuck I'm putting down, because I can't fucking read it after I write it, because I can't read and write. It's great fun. Like I can't read properly because like I'm dyslexic because of because I'm dysgraphic, right? I have dysgraphia, which is the inability to read and write. So everything I don't read properly and I don't write properly. So it makes my world really entertaining. Uh, Fucking crazy. So yeah, it, putting together proofs of concepts are not an easy task for me. But I'll see what I can put together. So
Honestly,
I'll have to make what I'll do is
I was
what I'll do is
Kai,
I
like
have to
your
make
grammar
something.
is better than most people on this forums. Your biggest issue, honestly, is just when you're writing is spelling.
Oh yeah, I can't spell at all.
I can't
Yeah,
either. I live and die on
yeah,
spell check, bro, and I
yeah,
make no fucking.
yeah.
I'm not ashamed of that fact,
My
and I've been very
I
open
have
about it forever.
here. I'll send you the link to the tool. I use Grammarly.
Okay, that's the decent one.
Yeah, that's also why my grammar works. I've been using that for almost 10
Okay, well that
years
would
now.
make sense because, like I said, oh, yeah, your grammar's fine. It's just the spelling that gets weird sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
and I could figure it out, like what you're saying, because I'm like, oh, just
Oh,
look at it phonetically, like, and then I know exactly what it says. But if you're one of those like literal readers or whatever it's called, I don't know what the term is.
yeah,
Like, yeah, you would have problems reading it, but
yeah. I have no graphics in
I don't read that
in
way,
this game.
so um, fortunately. It's funny related story. So, um, one of my law professors was really, really into like studying like historical legal documents. And in our field, that means he's going to England a lot to look at these things, right?
Yeah.
And some of like the really, really old shit, it's really hard to read because, for one, it was written at a time when there literally was no spelling convention. So even if you were like educated, so to speak, like, dude, there's no dictionary that everybody's going off, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
um, and then so what he's telling me is like, so you have to like, you have to read it phonetically. He's like, but then if you just do it phonetically, that's not enough. He's like, so what I do, and he was dead serious. He's like, I pretend like I'm a pirate and like Pirates of the Caribbean and like try to do that accent. And if you do that accent and read it phonetically, you can kind of understand what they're saying. And yeah, he's right. Like, but if you read it like non-phonetically with a modern Western accent, it's all just like Hallie dee stap like it's just jibber jabber, you know.
Yeah.
But when you do it like I hadly met an ye fine day and then it's like, oh, I understand it now. Like, Um, what's bad though is there's like what about 200 years where all the law is written in French, but it's written in French by people that don't natively speak French, aka the Brits when they got conquered by the French.
Yeah.
So it's like extra fucked up because again, no spelling conventions. So you got no spelling conventions for written uh for a written document written by dudes that don't speak that language to begin with. It's called Law French, as a matter of fact.
Our battle cry still carries through the wind.
Shit, that's what my title is. Esquire, which on here is l'escuyer. Esquire is the anglicized word of escuyer. Escuyer is French for shield bearer.